morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, hoping that you're doing well on this Tuesday, already the 9th day of April, and of course a lot going on in our community. And of course last night, one of the best college basketball games I've ever seen in my life was against Texas Tech and Virginia. Virginia ends up winning in overtime, but I tell you, it was quite a game, and of course Virginia was put in the same situation that Auburn was the other night, but their guy hits the 3-point play and puts it in overtime, and Virginia wins going away. I think they hit something like 12 or 13 straight free throws in overtime to seal the case for their big victory. And of course, very deserving. I felt like going in the game that Texas Tech would win the game because of they were so good on defense and they had a lot of good shooters and shoot. Man, I tell you, Virginia's got a lot of good shooters. They shot over 50% for the game, but in the clutch, down the stretch, man, they shot the ball. They shot lights out, and they ended up winning going away in overtime last night. Of course, it was a huge crowd that watched the game in a football stadium type facility. I want to say it held 50,000. I could be wrong. I mean, we were able to watch the game, the basketball game, but it was quite a venue and quite an exciting final as Virginia gets a big 3-point shot with less than 15 seconds left to put it into overtime, and then they walk away and win going away in overtime. So Virginia, first ever national championship, and I know folks up there in that part of the country got to be excited because all they've ever known was Duke and North Carolina. Well, of course, there's been a few other teams that have had their day, but this is the first ever title for Virginia. And they've had some Ralph Sampson and a few other people to play in their program. But, of course, call in and to talk with us about it this morning. We'd love to talk to you. Martha May Bell Blunt died on Sunday, and what a wonderful lady she was. And Miss Blunt was right at 100 years old. And of course, Bill Blunt's her son, and Martha Jo is her daughter, and a wonderful family. Jane Cash was one of her daughters, and of course Carol, and great family, the Blunt family, who lived over on Maple Street, and she was a wonderful person. She graduated from the University of Tennessee Martin branch and came to Troy with her husband Joe Blunt, who was quite a character and a big Tennessee guy. They moved to Troy in 1949, and she proudly showed her UTM colors when the fighting teachers came to Troy to engage the Red Wave. And what a wonderful lady. And of course, she was a faithful member of First United Methodist Church in Troy. Good morning. You're on Today in LA. How you doing? Of course, our show can be seen on Facebook across the nation, across the world. In fact, Spokane, Washington got a call this morning from Spokane from a guy that said he watches us quite a bit, and also Little Rock, Arkansas, and Belhaven College call in from Belhaven in Mississippi. Mike, are you familiar with that school over in Jackson?
Yeah, I think that's NA, School of Blue.
Well, they're watching our show this morning, and
They only say in Jackson, Mississippi, it's snowing in the ponds.
Oh yeah, exactly. Boy, that was as good a basketball game as I've ever seen in my life last night.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to say that Virginia is just a team of destiny.
Well, this guy, what's his name? Is his name Guy?
Yeah, Kyle Guy.
He's the best basketball player in America to me. I mean, they talk about this guy from Duke. This guy is a great player, and so is this Jerome player. Man, those two guys, I'd put them against anybody, Mike.
Well, I mean, the best player on the court, though, was Hunter. He scored 27.
I know.
And made the clutch three to put it in overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, they really were a team of destiny. I mean, of course, the year before, they were the only number one seed ever to lose to a 16th seed, Maryland, Baltimore Shore.
Yeah.
Or Maryland, Baltimore County, I believe was the name.
Yeah.
And, to have that many close games to win, of course, winning that, amazing game against Auburn where they, got fouled and made the 3 shots to win that one.
They were the best free throw shooting team, Mike. I've seen they hit something like 13 straight in overtime.
Yeah, to go to overtime, and former Alabama player scored 6 points and had 10 rebounds last night. Braxton Key played 29 minutes, and good for that kid. He was on a lot of Alabama teams that were mediocre at best, and he goes to Virginia, wins the national championship.
Where was he from in Alabama?
He's not from Alabama. He just played at Alabama. He's from somewhere in North Carolina. Yeah. But congratulations to Tony Bennett. A lot of people consider him one of the best coaches in the country, and God never won a national championship, and
he's a handsome dude. I tell you, that's a classy program. That Virginia program is a classy program, no question about it.
Virginia had never won a national championship, which is kind of hard to believe, considering they had Ralph Sampson.
I know it had Ralph Sampson, who was 7'5" or 7 foot, and he lived on the. And I'm gonna throw something out at you. He lived on what they call the Quad. Are you familiar with that at the University of Virginia?
Yeah, is that the Jefferson cottages?
Yeah, that was those cottages, and at that time, I think they might have changed the way they do it now, but, they had to heat their own place with wood. They did not have electricity. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, Virginia's a beautiful
that's an honor. It was an honor to live there. It was an honor to live there, but I want to say they didn't have electricity. And they had to have the wood for their fireplace to keep them warm, but it was a big honor to be able to live in that area. And Ralph Sampson that's where he lived when he was in college at Virginia.
Yeah, we were talking about Butler yesterday. Ralph Sampson had a son that played at Butler in Huntsville, and actually played against Charles Henderson one time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Went on to play at Minnesota in college, and played a little bit in the pros.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it was
a great Final Four. I would have to say this is some of the better basketball I've seen in a long time this year. There was a lot of great games, and
I would think people got their money's worth. And of course,
Chris Beard, the Texas Tech coach, has got to be considered one of the best young coaches in the country as well.
Well, you consider him young? Do you consider him young? You look sort of old to me.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's in his 50s yet, but I'll have to Google it just to let you know. I'll check and see.
You consider yourself young?
Well, I mean, I consider myself, I might have 20 good years left. I'm 43.
Well, I hope you have more than that. Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, Florida this morning, and the Masters are getting ready.
The rain finally stopped yesterday, and now the sun's out this morning. It's beautiful.
But, the rain has played a little havoc.
He's a young guy. He's 46 years old.
Yeah. The rain has played a little havoc this week. I want to finish. The funeral services will be held today at 3 o'clock from First United Methodist Church with the Reverend Steve Winton officiating, Dillard Funeral Home of Troy officiating, and visitation will be on Tuesday, April 9th, 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. What a wonderful lady, Miss Martha Blunt, and of course our prayers and our thoughts go out to the family this morning. Want to mention some other things, Mike. The Masters is just around the corner, but I'll tell you this, it didn't steal the show over this basketball. I mean, these were as good a games as I've seen, and it made me feel good to see a team so disciplined to play defense. I mean, it was sometimes Virginia just did not even allow a shot. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Mike, Troy and Auburn have two things in common right now. They've got Troy's got 5 quarterbacks in the running. Of course, I think they know who the top 2 are, but they've got 5 scholarship players, and Auburn's got 4. What is Auburn going to do with these quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, not to tell everybody anything somebody doesn't know, but Malzahn's basically got to probably win at least 9 games to probably keep his job. I think even 8-4 he probably loses it, especially if he loses at home to Alabama. I don't know what you would do. What would you do if you're a coach? Would you go with the future? I mean, would you go with Bo Nix, or would you go with Malik Willis, who's got the most experience, and Gabe Wood, they say he's got the most potential NFL talent.
I know Nix is a good player, but is he good enough to play in the SEC right away as a freshman?
Yeah, I mean, with these good coordinators,
and
scheming up game plans to confuse him, it's definitely going to be interesting.
And if he does get to play or does start, that tells you that Auburn's sort of weak at that position right now, because there's no question in anybody's mind that a freshman is not supposed to start at Auburn. You know what I mean?
It's just like everybody said, look how great Tua was, and Tua still, sat behind Jalen Hurts his freshman year until the national championship game. So, I don't think Nix is Tua kind of talent by any means. I think he's a good, young quarterback, but I wouldn't say, he's on that level by, anywhere close. But, his dad was a coach, his dad was a coordinator in college, at Georgia Tech in Miami, so, I'm sure he's a smart kid, and
aren't you surprised?
Can pick up an offense pretty easily. But I guess we'll figure out. You'll figure out. If Auburn has a better running game this year, if you can maybe take the risk of starting a freshman quarterback. I think that's probably if you got something to lean on. And that Bobby Whitlow kid was pretty good when he was healthy last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They've got players.
It's not bad. He's a guy that can catch and run, and they got some decent running backs.
I tell you what, where they feel like they're strongest, Mike, is that on the defensive front. They've got a bunch of guys with some experience up front. I don't know a lot of the players, but a few of them. And they've got that Derek Brown, Marlon Davison, Nick Cole, and Tyrone Truesdale are the starting front guys right now. And Auburn feels like they're as good as they've ever had there. Can you believe that? That's pretty good.
Well, there's no doubt Auburn's got a great defense coming back.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to mention something.
I was looking at Chris Beard. This is really a phenomenal career this guy's had. He's only 46, but listen to some of the places he's been. He was a GA at Texas. He was a GA at a Cardinal Word, which is also in Texas. He was an assistant at Abilene Christian. He was an assistant in North Texas. He was a head coach at Fort Scott Community College, a head coach at Seminole State Junior College, associate head coach at Texas Tech under Bobby Knight from 2001 to 2011. He's a coach of some minor league team called the South Carolina Warriors, some school called McMurray I never heard of, Angelo State.
McMurray's from Texas.
And then he was the head coach at Little Rock. When he was at Little Rock, he went 30-5 and beat Purdue in the first round of the NCAA tournament, and now he's been at Texas Tech. So it's amazing all the places this guy's been.
I know it is. Hey, it makes me think he couldn't get along with anybody.
Well, he got along with Bobby Knight for 10 years. That's got to be tough. It's going to be tougher to work for, Nick Saban or Bobby Knight.
Yeah, I missed that. You mean he was assistant under Bobby Knight at Texas Tech?
Yeah, when Bobby Knight left Indiana under controversy, he went to Texas Tech.
That's right.
And he was one of Bobby Knight's top assistants at Texas Tech. That's why he came back to Texas Tech.
This guy's been to a lot of places. You're exactly right. And, of course, he coached
But he's only 46 years old.
And he coached in the Sun Belt how many years? Do you know?
He only coached 1 year at Little Rock, and then he got a head coaching job after that at Texas Tech. A lot of people don't realize he actually got the UNLV job, took the UNLV job, had a press conference, and then 3 days later, Texas Tech came open, and he left and went to Texas Tech.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. Well, of course, I'm sure our coaches, most coaches are at the Final Four. You know, that was a big deal with Don Maestri when he was here. Every year, he and Coach Felix and a couple other folks, John Harrison from Luverne, and would go to the Final Four wherever it was. I'm sure they're probably up there this year, wouldn't you think? Of course, I want to mention, Mike, are you on the line?
Yeah.
All right. Of course, I want to mention a young man named Eli Grice. Do you know Eli Grice? Well, he is a well-known tennis player at Pike Liberal Arts, and the Pike Liberal Arts team is in the Alabama Independent School State Championship today, and he won his 2 matches on Monday afternoon as the Patriots sent 3 team tennis players for individual matches and a double team to Montgomery for a state championship. Grice will have a chance at a state championship after he won against individuals from Lee Scott and Lakeside. So congratulations to Eli Grice this morning. And
yeah, I thought Eli was supposed to be named after a quarterback, Eli Manning, not a tennis star.
You know that family pretty well, don't you? Grice was one of 3 Patriot individuals to make the semifinal round on Monday. Grice was joined by teammate Zach Dean and Britton Paul. Dean defeated Kincaid Foster from Glenwood 8-0, and Grice won his first round match. So we'll be watching that closely. And a young man playing tennis right here in Troy. He had won his match with Paul 8-0 and won her match 8-1. In the semifinals, Grice won his match against Lakeside, but teammates Dean and Paul lost their matches to Morgan and Fort Dale. The doubles tandems, Dean and Grice, fell in duo in a tough one to Morgan Academy 7-6-0-6. Grice's championship match is this morning, bless his heart, at 9 o'clock. How in the world can you play tennis at 9 o'clock in the morning, especially for a state championship, Mike?
Shoot, they're playing girls' basketball games at 9 o'clock. We talked about that when Charles Henderson played up in Montgomery.
Well, of course, the hottest team right now that we know is the Troy University softball team with Leanna Johnson, the great pitcher out of Brantley. Got her team right now with an 11-game winning streak. She pitched her first career no-hitter to Power Troy, past Georgia State 3-0 in Game 3 after Kelly Horn's walk-off single gave the Trojans a 2-1 extra inning victory. In Game 2, the Trojans swept Georgia State to complete the sweep, and Leanna Johnson, a lot of people felt like she was one of the best pitchers in this part of the country. She is showing her ability right now. The young freshman out of Titletown, Mike, your favorite town.
Yeah, Brantley's got to start winning some state championships again. It's been a while.
Well, I tell you,
we need to mention the Troy men play today against UAB, so the Blazers will be coming to town looking for a big win, and hopefully Troy can beat them tonight.
And that should be a lot of fun because you got back-to-back games here in Troy, ladies and gentlemen, tonight and tomorrow night. They play Sanford tomorrow night, so 2 big schools from Birmingham, big rivals from Birmingham. Should be some great baseball.
No, they actually play Alabama State from Montgomery.
Oh.
Tomorrow night.
Oh.
Tomorrow night's Alabama State.
We're not get that Sanford deal wrong, so they play Alabama State then. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And and then who they have this weekend? Do you know?
I've got it pulled up. Let me look at the schedule real quick. I'll let you know. Of course, Troy's playing really good baseball. We talked about that the other day. So
tell us a little bit about how they did this past weekend.
Coach Smart's definitely turning it around after a really slow start for Troy this year.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's a pitch before we get into that. I wanted to know, I asked somebody this morning, how did Thunder Chicken turn out? And ladies and gentlemen, it turned out in a big way. It was a big turkey hunt hosted by Pike Liberal Arts School, their second annual Thunder Chicken Rodeo on Saturday. And you know what? They killed 7 turkeys, Mike, big turkeys. And I would want to look at this. It says a total of 7 birds scored despite the rainy weather in Troy area. First place winners, Bo Langford. You know who Bo is. Owns the restaurant here in town. And Julia's and Mary Grace Brooks received a prize. And then second place was awarded to Andy and Jackson Blair. Andy Jackson, of course, Jackson is a great athlete down the road here, Mike. And Andy, excuse me?
He's at Arrington?
He's at Arrington. Andy, of course, very good friend of yours. Third prize went to Jason Sin. But it's a big picture in today's Messenger. And it shows a great group of people that were involved in this. And congratulations to all of those guys. And I didn't know Bo Langford was such a turkey hunter, but evidently so. We've got good pictures in here of Jackson, and Jackson used to play ball at Pike. Don't you know Pike wish they had Jackson Blair back? He would have helped their program, wouldn't he?
You know, every time I head out to Red Schoolhouse, I see a turkey crossing the road. There must be a lot of turkeys up that way.
Oh, yeah, there are turkeys everywhere. In fact, there's turkeys in my neighborhood where I live right now. I hear them almost every morning, Mike.
Troy baseball will be on the road this weekend. They're going to play in Atlanta against Georgia State. I'd be curious to see if they have a stadium downtown Atlanta, because, of course, that's where Georgia State is. Football team, you know, Georgia State plays at the old Turner Field. I'd be really interested to see where they play their baseball games.
Well, you would think they would play there, wouldn't you?
I mean, you'd think that there's a stadium downtown, but I don't know. I don't know if they've got one.
I mean, I've been to the football games, but you would think,
campus or not.
You would think all they got to do is move a few things around and they can play baseball there too. It would be a great benefit. I mean, how would you be able to recruit take a recruit to your baseball park and say, well, this is the old home of the Atlanta Braves? You know, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then after that, they do host Sanford on April the 16th in Troy.
Yeah, they do on the 16th. So that'd be next Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and of course, big weekend this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, is the Troy University Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
There's not too many baseball games. I mean, there's a lot left. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it ends May 18th. So
what is their record now, Mike? Do you know?
16 and 15.
16 and 15. So. You know, as good as they've been playing, they still are just over 500. You know, that league is pretty tough, don't you think?
Well, I mean, I just think it's more than anything. Troy's just got a younger team and, you know, lost a lot of great players, lost a lot of pitching, so that's kind of what they're dealing with more than anything. Yeah, no question about it. Of course, the quarterback race at Troy has Caleb Barker, of course, the former starter who set out at least half of the season last year after suffering a knee injury, was off to a banner start until his injury, and he's trying to get back ready. And of course, they're not hitting him in the spring. He's going to pretty much stay, try to heal up and be ready to go this fall. But of course, Sawyer Smith. How would you grade Sawyer Smith, Mike, on what he did last year? I know he got off to a tough start at Liberty, but how do you think he did? He struggled against Liberty. Of course, he struggled against Texas State. I mean, that Texas State game was one of the worst football games you could ever go to last year. And Troy found a way to win, but it was a horrible game. I think Troy won 12-7 and got 6 turnovers.
Yeah.
So Troy got 6 turnovers and scored 12 points.
Yeah, that was
so
terrible.
It was kind of hard to believe, but you know, he threw for over 300 yards. I think 2 different times. Then threw for 285 against Georgia Southern. I think his best game by far was that Georgia Southern game because Troy was so depleted at receiver.
That's right.
and the kid from Jacksonville, Florida, who you mentioned the other day, played lights out for Troy, made a lot of big catches.
Yeah. Want to mention, of course, quarterback action. Gunnar Watson threw for a touchdown in the scrimmage Saturday. So did Jacob Free and Sawyer. So all three of those guys threw touchdown passes. Gavin Screws is the high school kid. Mike, I would think Gavin Screws, they would redshirt him. Wouldn't you think? I mean, he's a good player and he's going to be a great player, I think. But I don't. Surely he's not ready yet. Would you think?
No, I mean, I think they'll definitely redshirt him.
And then, of course, the running back position got a big lift this week. We
have no clue if this kid's going to sit out or if he got a hardship, where he's going to play right away.
I want to say he got a hardship, and if he did, that's going to be a huge thing for Troy's program to get a big back in here, transfer from Texas A&M. It should be fun. Of course, Reggie Todd is this guy, this new wide receiver, Mike, and they say he is lights out, big 6'5" guy that can run and catch the football, and he is considered a top receiver that we've got now in our.
Yeah, I mean, Mullen's a good recruiter, and he recruited him from Blunt out of Mobile to Mississippi State, and the guy actually had a pretty productive freshman season there, and then I think he went to JUCO after that. So Troy, anytime you get a 6'5" guy that can run, I mean, that's a great signee by Neil Brown. That's what you got to realize about this class coming in. Neil Brown recruited 17 of these guys. Him and his staff did.
No question about it. Of course, we're excited.
It's really one of the more unique situations you'll ever see. Also, good news on the basketball front from Troy. It looks like Jamie Dixon's going to stay at TCU. The buyout of $8 million was too much for UCLA, and UCLA has now turned their attention to Rick Barnes at Tennessee.
TCU's basketball coach had an $8 million buyout.
This guy had been to 11 NCAA tournaments.
Okay.
This guy's a phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
Anytime UCLA comes after you, but I mean, this is a really strange situation. Steve Alford got fired at UCLA after going 7-6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they bring in Murray Bartow, and Murray Bartow finishes the season. I think their final record was 17-16.
Yeah.
So basically, the job's been open for months, and they can't find anybody to take that job.
And of course, to play at Poly Pavilion, one of the great programs of all time is UCLA, and I would still consider it probably top 5 program in the country, wouldn't you think?
No, I'd say they're more in the top 10 now. I mean, Wooden apparently, they say back in the day, recruited illegal to bring in all those talented players.
One more touch on
how do you get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Lou Alcindor out of New York to go to Los Angeles back then?
With the pitching the way it is at Troy, the Troy University women's softball is on a 11-game win streak. Right now they're 29-13 on 11-4 in the Sun Belt. We're led by Leanna Johnson's pitching ability, and of course there's some other guys that are doing a great job. And then of course Kelly Horn's got a big walk-off home run to lead them to victory this past weekend. So a lot of good softball being played right here in Troy, Alabama. So right now, I'm sure the coaching staff and feel awfully good about the way their team is playing. Of course, they've got a big weekend coming up, and we'll be talking about that later on in our show. We got a great show for you this morning. We got one of my favorite people, Kim, is with us today, and she's going to be coming in here and talking about a big event, Mike. And you know what that event is, don't you?
It's going to be the bowls?
Yes, sir. Even you know, and of course, we got a lot of bowls we're going to show on this show today. But of course, we're looking forward to that in just a few moments. And of course, a lot going on with the, and of course, tomorrow we've got a great show with with John Fairclough, and of course John Fairclough, and then I'll have Max Howell on the other line. So these are two guys that played with each other back in the late 60s late 50s to early 60s, and it should be a lot of fun.
Max played at Troy too?
Oh yeah, they were teammates. He and John Fairclough were teammates. Yeah, Max.
I don't know if I realized, but I knew Max coached at Troy. I didn't realize he played there too.
Max and Jim Tompkins were real good friends too, and of course.
Was Max there when Beaver Sadler was there? Or was Coach Sadler older?
Yeah, that's right. Coach Sadler a little older, but Max was there when he played. Yeah, exactly. John Fairclough was too. Should be a great show, and I want a lot of folks to call in and talk to these guys tomorrow. Mike, of course, we're going to be talking about a big event coming up this Friday, and looking forward to it. We'll be right back with more of Today in L.A.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Napa Know-How.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
LSU, pretty good left-hander. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and of course a lot going on in our community this week, and one of them happens this Friday. Is that right?
That's right.
And tell us about
and
it,
you'll be
Kim
there.
May. Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I don't miss it, and I'm gonna pick out one of those bowls right there too.
Okay. I just brought a few examples. This is actually one of our bid bowls.
Oh man, yeah.
You have to bid on this one.
Yeah.
This was made by Drew Black. She lives here.
Here, she's a potter, local potter, and look how pretty. You know, look at.
Oh yeah, beautiful. It
You
really
know,
is.
look at that clay.
You're right. That is a beautiful ornament.
So that will be on our bid table. That's just an example of one.
Exactly.
The rest of these will be on the table for you to pick out one free with your ticket.
And then
just gonna
all of the, and of course we're going to have a lot of good food to eat too, but all of the proceeds go to enhance our food bank. Is that right?
That's correct. The food bank right on site at our service center.
And of course, you've just done such a super job with this program. How long now have y'all been
This is
doing
our
it?
10th anniversary.
Isn't that something?
Our 10th year of doing empty bowls.
And whose idea was this?
Well, actually, to begin with, Larry Percy at Troy University and Marion Parker came to me, said that would I be interested in doing the Empty Bowls program. Yeah. It's not exclusive to Salvation Army. Yeah. You know, like they have one in Dothan for the Humane Society, so it's not exclusive to the Salvation Army. Yeah. But actually, an art teacher in high school started Empty Bowls. He wanted his students to give back. Yeah. So they made the bowls and had a little, like a soup kitchen with just broth and water. Yeah.
You know,
that's how it started.
When I walk in, the thing I'm going to be looking for is, let's see, I want the one that's going to hold the most soup or the most stew.
Well, this one looks like
I like that now. I like that, man.
Yeah.
Because that's you not only eat it with a spoon, but you can grab it and eat it.
Drink out of it. Yeah, and this one has 2 handles. So and it's a pretty blue color. See, they're all different.
Exactly.
And this one, you know, has some glazing on the outside. Yeah. And look at the unique colors of this one.
All right, now to get one of those right there, all I have to do is pay the entrance money. Is that right?
Buy a $20 ticket.
$20 ticket.
And you get to pick out a bowl of your choice.
Let me ask this. I know this is cheating, but if I bought a $20 ticket right now, could I get that bowl?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to get it right now. I'm going to write you a check for $20.
Okay, that's
so I can
fine.
Get that bowl. I like that bowl, but there's a lot more like it. Isn't that right?
Yes. And also, when people come in with their ticket and they pick out a bowl and they have their soup and they get full, and we have a lot of bowls. Yeah. If they want to buy a bowl, they see another one they like, we'll sell them one for $10.
Sure.
And, half of the ticket price.
There might be somebody calling in and said, well, look, I'll pay $5 extra to let me have that bowl. And that's what we'll do this morning. If somebody wants to outbid me, they can. But, you know, this is such a unique fundraiser. And, of course, all the proceeds go to the Salvation Army. And, boy, you have... did you ever realize that, of course, you grew up with one of the great families that I've known. Your dad was so instrumental in the lives of a lot of people, including one Ken Campbell and a lot of other people. But Lester really was a wonderful, wonderful guy that was friendly with so many people.
Yes. Helps a lot of people.
And for you to get into this this business, Salvation Army, you've been in it, what, 10 years now?
12.
12 years, okay. And it's sort of, you know how they use that word niche? You found your niche.
I guess so.
Because you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And, it's a good organization to work for.
And, of course, how many people do we expect? And, of course, you can buy your tickets either by dropping by your store, or you can buy...
get them at the door. Most people do that.
And we're going to be at
Bush Memorial.
Bush Memorial.
And the Family Life Center. That's the big...
So you can't miss it. Bush Memorial Baptist Church, located on George Wallace Drive. And, you know, you can pull right in. It's easy parking. And
it is.
Should be a lot of fun.
We're expecting about 150. It's come and go from 11 to 2. So we try to fit in everyone's lunch hour.
And,
so they can come and
now
go.
You'll have all kinds of vegetable soup. You'll have will you have your world famous?
We're gonna have chili. Gonna have Lester's chili. Camp stew. We're gonna have chicken noodle soup. A gumbo, tomato basil, tomato gouda.
Oh man.
Santa Fe soup, vegetable beef soup. Let's see some of the other.
What's in Santa Fe soup?
It's kind of like a taco soup a little bit.
Is that from Santa Fe restaurant here, or
no? It's just
called. I've heard the name. It's just like it's called Santa Fe soup.
Kind of like a tortilla soup.
Yeah.
It's basically sort of the same thing.
I tell you, I love soups.
It's got
I really do.
Like the Mexican spices, you know.
Now, I can start off eating a chili or a camp stew, and then I can go back and get some more and some more and some more.
That's right. We want you to leave full. You can try them all. You can eat as much as you want.
And now, don't want to get in an argument with anybody about taxes, but to me, it's a good tax-deductible donation to
Well, our ticket is
Salvation
actually
Army.
a donation. It says on their
exactly.
donation.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to have Sister Schubert's rolls.
Oh,
we'll have
really?
crackers.
That's wonderful.
We'll have coffee, tea, and water. And also we'll have dessert. Carter's making his famous bread pudding.
Oh, wonderful.
2 big pans, y'all.
What would we do without Carter?
And we're
I mean, are there tables where you can actually eat there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can
Mike.
eat there, or we have containers for you to take out.
Yeah. That's a big church, Mike, and
It's
got
big.
they got a big kitchen.
It's
You
a
know,
big
right?
family
I was a church basketball star in that gym.
You sure
Yeah.
did. You scored 33 points. I remember the night you scored 33 points in that gym right there.
It's not so much a gym anymore as an event, sort of their activity
Exactly.
building.
Exactly.
You know, but we're also having homemade pound cake, brownies,
Yeah,
cookies.
Who's making the pound cake?
My mother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Donna's making brownies, and we're going to have cookies from a couple local restaurants, and I have a friend that's making a cake. So we're going to have plenty of dessert, plenty of food, and entertainment. Ed Watley's going to be playing
like
and
Ed,
singing.
yeah.
He'll be playing and singing.
He's the old rodeo king, Ed is, and you know he sings a lot of old music too. I like it.
Yeah, he does.
And that's gonna be a lot of fun.
And
go ahead.
We can't forget our sponsors. You know, we have sponsors that we appreciate so much. And the community comes together to provide soup and bowls and dessert and sponsors, and the facility, Bush Memorial, we just couldn't do what we do without the help of the community and our sponsors.
Hand me that bowl right there, that blue one.
This one?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
you know.
It was carved.
That's right, and it's a little uneven, but it's a unique style. Maybe the camera.
Some of these
show it. You show it. You've got the camera on you.
Some of these are hand built.
Yeah.
And some are thrown on the wheel.
And a lot of these bowls came from the Kali Senior Center. Is that right?
They made some. The potters there.
And that brown one on the end, that's another good looking one.
This is a
that
different.
holds a lot of soup.
It does. So we just have all different kinds and all
these
different
kind
glazes.
of bowls, now, ladies and gentlemen, these are not actually the kind of bowls you're going to buy out at Walmart or anywhere else. These are these bowls keep food warm, don't they? Because they're thick. Is that right?
They would. And they're all different and unique.
Yeah. And if you want to come in and, like you said, and buy, you'll be able to buy some too. Is that right? But then we're
Now, and you can bid on these professional potters. We'll have about 10.
That'd be great.
Professional potters on our bid table.
I hate to say what that would be worth. Man, that is a beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Now, he comes from the old family, too, the Henderson Black and Green family, too, don't he?
That's just not Walter's. This is his mother's, Drew.
Oh, okay.
Now, he made several for us.
His mother is Drew?
Uh-huh. And she's a potter, too.
And she made that?
This one. Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah.
Of course, they're so talented.
They're very talented.
You know, that family is, and I know you appreciate this, and of course,
so much.
The most exciting part of all of this is for you to come in and enjoy not only a good meal but a lot of good fellowship. You'll see most everybody there.
Yeah.
It'll sit 150 probably. You know,
about that.
Yeah.
And you know, if more show up, we can always pull out more
and you'll
tables.
stop serving at what time? 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So you've got plenty of time to
It's
get
from
there.
11 to 2, and it's come and go. You don't have to be there.
Does it tell
at a certain
you,
time.
like when you go down the line and you start serving stuff, does it tell you who made the soups
Yes.
and so forth?
It tells you what soup it is and who
Like
where
if
it
it
came
said
from.
Carter's Camp Stew, you pretty much want to get some of that, don't you?
Well, we usually put Salvation Army.
You know,
but everybody knows Carter made it.
And Carter is, I don't believe we give him enough credit what he does for our community. But I know this, he makes some of the best camp stew I've ever eaten. Come on back here to us now, if you will. Let us see who's talking. And tell you what we'll do. We're going to take a short break when we'll be right back with more of Today in L.A. Well, evidently they've gone from up there for a minute, so we're gonna be caught here.
Well, that's okay. We can continue to talk.
No question, you're right. And of course, again, it's this Friday, and you make a check out to the Salvation Army. Is
Correct.
that right?
And like I said, we're going to have several more bid bowls. We've got some beautiful ones to bid on. We've got probably 200 of these bowls for the table.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a nice event.
And people have taken a lot of pride, you know, in doing these bowls, and I just thought it was real unique. Hand me that bowl again that I bought. The reason I like it so much, again, it's a big, heavy. This is a heavy bowl. Or you show it to me. It's a heavy bowl, but with that handle on it. First of all, when you stick it in the microwave to warm something, you got a handle you can grab a hold of. And then if you wanted to drink the soup, like a lot of people do, you got a handle to grab a hold of.
And all these are food safe. The only ones that wouldn't be is the metallic ones.
Keep that one up right there. That's a beautiful one. Mixed colors.
The glaze is so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, that is well done. Who did that? Do you know?
No, I can't remember who did all these bowls. But I was going to mention, besides the Collie Complex, the Potters there, Pike Leadership class did bowls for us. The art students at Pike County High School.
Come on back up to our picture if you don't mind, and we'll get back up here in a second. Evidently, somebody is not up there right this second, but we'll be able to communicate with them before long. But again, this is a wonderful event, and then remember, when you walk in, of course, you know, go ahead and write your check ahead of the time if you want to, or you can pay $20 in cash, or whatever. Both of them spend.
No
but have your
credit
check
cards,
ready. No credit cards.
Not there.
That's right. I don't blame you.
We have them at the store, but not there.
Oh,
I
do
don't
you?
have them.
So they could pay for it with a credit card at the store and get a ticket prior to
They
going
could. We'd rather keep it separate, but we would. But we don't have a credit card machine to take to Bush, so it's either cash or check.
Exactly right, and of course those are just a few of the wonderful selection of bowls. But what I'm saying, if you have your check ready or your cash ready, you hand it to them, and then you're ahead of the game to be able to pick out your bowl and then go get your seat and then go get your food.
Yeah, exactly.
And the food is outstanding, and again, the fellowship's going to be great, and it goes to a great cause. You know, a lot of people talk about the job you've done, and you worked so hard, and you know, you ended up with a record amount of money raised during Christmas. The bell, Christmas bell, or what do you call it?
The Red Kettle campaign.
Red Kettle campaign.
Exactly.
And some people have been very supportive of that. What I like so much about donating to your program is that the money pretty much stays in our area. It doesn't go off somewhere else. The money we raise is to serve people here in Pike County. Is that right?
That's correct.
And we're going to try to get away from here. Is anybody up top that can move us around a little bit this morning? Of course, right now we've got our right on some of these bowls, and of course that's what we're going to be doing is selling bowls and then enjoying some delicious soups. And you said there was going to be a gumbo that jumped out at me. Is this a pretty well-known person that's making the gumbo?
It's Charles Wyndham with Woodman Life, and he makes soup for us every year. They're making a gumbo and Brunswick stew.
Oh,
They're
man.
making two kinds.
Okay, now, there we are. That's me back to my pretty face and this lovely lady and who everybody loves her hair. And, of course, your hair, the gal that cuts your hair lives in Montgomery. Is that right?
That's correct.
We've asked you that so many times. But the gumbo, are you familiar with it? Does it have a lot of okra in it?
I don't know.
All right, does it have a lot of shrimp in it? Does it have much shrimp in it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, what I'm saying,
I don't know
gumbo,
what he's putting in.
But I don't like gumbo with a real lot of okra. So you know, some people.
Some people put chicken. Some people put sausage. Some people do an all seafood gumbo. It just depends.
That's
we
right.
we had a chicken gumbo last year that was good.
Yeah, no question about
But
it.
we're having
I like andouille sausage a lot, so I enjoy that in a gumbo. But I mean, you know, a little bit of everything's good to me.
I really don't know what.
Why do you not like okra in a gumbo? That never has bothered me.
I'm just not. I don't like okra. What did you say? You didn't like okra?
No, I do like okra.
Okay. I don't dislike it, but I would prefer it not have okra. I reckon I'm too used to eating the gumbo that Lloyd Taylor makes.
Okay.
Maybe. But
we're having a jambalaya too.
Oh, me. Oh, gosh. That sounds great, too.
It'll all be good.
And there'll be a lot of good Cajun cooking then. Is that right? No question about it. Of course, Kim May is running this show, and it's going to be a wonderful event, and it's been going on for 10 years, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
College, one of them's going to LSU. Back to our show, and of course Kim May is here with us, and we're talking about the big event coming up right here in Troy, and of course it's located on George Wallace Drive, and all of the soup will be served at the Bush Memorial Baptist Church. And like you said, they really, it's a real good location where it's easy to get to.
Yes, it's easy to get to. There's plenty of parking. It's easy to get inside, no steps.
Yeah.
And it's big enough inside. We have plenty of room.
Yeah. And bowls.
And soup.
Can people even up till now donate bowls to you? Or,
sure.
So if you got some bowls out there that you would like to donate to the cause, you never have enough, do you?
Well, whatever we have left, we save for the next
so
year.
right now you have over 100 bowls or more? Or
well,
what?
we probably have about 200 maybe.
All right, very important. Can you get anything to go?
Yeah. We have little cups we can do soup to go.
Okay, all right.
We can fix you up a little to go. If you don't have time to stay and eat, you can pick your bowl out. We'll fix your soup up and you take it with you.
That would be wonderful, no question about it. This show is brought to you by Pike County Bank, Pike County Ford on the bypass, and we appreciate them so very much. Looking for a Ford 150, and they've got a great selection of the best pickup truck on the market today, the Ford F-150. And, of course, they've got a lot of other cars and trucks to choose from. they're dealing in a big way at Pike County Ford. Also, Troy Health and Rehab, we appreciate them. But they do a great job. They're on the Elva Enterprise Highway. And Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, Dr. John Strength, Dr. Damon Strength, and Dr. Robert Precise make up one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama, and of course Max Federal Credit Union. There are a lot of good supporters of this show, and a lot of good supporters out there of your program.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of support. We have a lot of sponsors, and I did want to mention Larry Percy and his students at Troy University. They make a lot of bowls for us.
That's great.
And he's like a silent partner with me. He's very instrumental in getting the Empty Bowl started. And if you're a Troy University student with your ID, you can get in for $10
oh,
instead
boy.
of $20.
Hear that. And so all you need to do is show your ID, and you can get in there. And,
for $10.
And we're talking about all you can eat, too. Now, we're talking about if you're eating some stew and then you want to try some vegetable soup, and I know there's going to probably be some good vegetable soups, too. I love to make vegetable soups, and, you know, to me, I could eat soup every day, you know, because I just really like it. And you said you're going to have chicken and noodle, or were you having chicken and rice? Or
no, chicken noodle. I don't think we have a chicken rice.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a good, we're also going to have is it the Chinese Foundation at the university? They're making a soup for us, but I don't know what it is. But it'll be one of their regional Chinese soups.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that'll be different, something
unusual. And again, they start serving right at 11 and go all the way to 2 o'clock. And that's going on in a big way. And if you want to get there early, of course, now, if you get there early, you know, just the soups might be a little bit warmer. Is that right? Or are they all?
Well, we keep it hot the whole day.
Do you? And of course, you have warmers and so forth. And
we do.
But
you the earlier you come, the better selection of bowls.
Exactly. And one thing now, and I'm just throwing this out.
But we have plenty.
I'm just throwing this out now. You're looking for your bowl. Don't spend 5 minutes looking for a bowl, because you're gonna make the line grow too long.
Well, because it's come and go.
Yeah.
We don't have that long a line.
Yeah, well, that is good.
Because everybody's not there at one time.
Now, we're not saying now. Could they get their bowl of soup and leave, or do you gonna have the containers to put the soup? Or are you?
We have containers.
But you can carry your bowl at the same time.
Yeah, you pick you out a bowl, and then we'll fix your soup in a to-go container.
Exactly right. And you said something just a while ago about some of the Cajun dishes. The jambalaya. I love jambalaya. And do you know who's doing that?
I can't remember who's doing that one, but it's on there.
But that's also always a good. A good
that's
selection.
always popular, and the camp stew's really popular. The chili's really popular. You know,
and will you have any crackers or any bread?
Yeah, we got crackers and Sister Schubert's rolls and cornbread.
Oh, God.
We're having cornbread because we're having a turnip soup.
Sure.
Too. I forgot to mention that.
Okay.
That's unusual.
So
but and loaded potatoes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A loaded potato.
We're having a loaded potato soup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh.
Yeah.
I just hope I can get around to all of them, you know. But now, you don't change bowls now. You keep the same bowl. Is that right?
And we have, you don't have to eat out of your bowl that you pick out, because we have bowls for you to put soup in. You do not have to eat out of your bowl that you pick out.
Okay, yeah.
You know, if you want to, you can, but you don't have to.
But that one right there would take care of a lot of soup right there, wouldn't it?
It sure would.
Yeah. And of course, your drinks, or you said you got tea, water,
and coffee.
So, and of course, that coffee would be good with that dessert.
That's exactly right.
No question about it. And again, this is a place, if you hadn't seen anybody lately, you're liable to see them here.
That's true.
And a lot of the college senior folks are real involved with this too, aren't they? Because you know they do a great job with their pottery.
They do.
And so forth. Now, it really, like we say, we'll see a lot of people that we hadn't seen lately. And again, if you are in a hurry and you just want to get it to go, just go through the line and get what you need and head out. Is that right?
If that's what you need to do, absolutely.
But again, the winner here is the Salvation Army, and let's talk about a few things. Of course, cash is always important to serve the people that you serve. You see a lot of people that are coming down the highway that can't pay for gas. They have some at home. They've got some problems with feeding the baby or providing food for their family. Now, the average person cannot go and get things from the Salvation Army every week. It's usually every month?
Well, if it's food, it's every 3 months.
Yeah.
Unless they have a new emergency, and even every 3 months, it has to be a new emergency.
What do you see more than anything, pretty much? The need of the needy.
Mostly is senior citizens living on Medicare.
Yeah.
They don't. That's all they get.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't have enough money to go around, and people on disability.
Yeah.
And then, if they have unusual circumstance come up, like their car breaks down or whatever the reason, then they don't have enough money because they have that fixed income.
That's right.
So that's where we come in to supplement their food.
Yeah.
Or if someone's house burns down, they don't have insurance. We help with furniture, clothing, and household items.
Were you all involved, or did you actually go to Panama City? Did you?
I didn't. They never called me up. I didn't have to go.
Yeah.
But the Salvation Army is still there.
Yeah.
It's just not my area, And they didn't call me. They did call some of us, but they did not call me.
To volunteer with the Salvation Army, and it's a great organization, and you've made it even better for Pike County people. But there's a lot of opportunities if someone wants to help. Not only in the Panama City area where they had the terrible storm, but anywhere there's a disaster. Isn't that right?
That's right.
How do they get to do that? I mean, how can they? Would they need to come by?
Well, if they really want to volunteer, it's not a simple process. If they want to volunteer, just come by. You have to fill out an application.
Yeah.
You have to have a background check.
Sure.
And all that stuff, and you get vetted, and you get on the national register, and you get an ID to wear around your neck, to get into a disaster area.
Do we have a lot of local people that work with your agency?
I have actually a disaster team. I have about 4 people on it.
That's great.
But more could join, and it's not that you're busy every day. It's just occasional when something major happens and they need to call us in, or if something happens in one of my counties.
Yeah. Somebody that you knew very well, Wiley Sanders. We lost him this past week, and boy, like I said in a recent article, only God knows what he did for the...
Did a lot of good for a lot of people.
And, of course, you probably saw things he did that a lot of people don't know he did, and so forth. And, of course, Wiley Sanders goes pretty far back with your family. He'd been out, he and your dad were good friends,
They were good friends, and one of my brothers, Bart, has worked for him for 45 years.
And I taught Bart in school, and he'd been a great one. He'd run the lead plant for all those years, isn't that right?
Yes, and still is. And Wiley's son, James, and my youngest son have always been best friends.
Yeah.
So, he was a good man, and he didn't really advertise the things that he did to help people.
I'm just guessing here, and no reply is necessary on your part, but I mean, I'm sure he bailed you out at times to support certain groups. Isn't that right? some kind of disaster. I mean,
like, oh yeah,
like
they're always.
They always had the truck ready for water and things
absolutely,
like that.
And they always sponsor a kettle during the kettle season. Yeah. They're good to give us donations. I guess I can tell this story now.
Oh yeah,
he's passed.
Well, that'd be great.
He won't mind. But when my daddy died, Kenny and I were on our way to Canada. We were almost to Detroit. We were driving when my daddy passed away.
Yeah.
And it would have taken me 2 days to get home.
Yeah.
You know? So Wiley sent a jet for me.
Oh.
Picked me up in Ohio and brought me back.
Isn't that something? That was really something. Yeah. But he did that, a lot of things like that not only help individuals, but, he was, if there was a need, he was there to help, wasn't he?
But he didn't really want everybody to know.
No, I know.
He
didn't want anything.
And I've never told anyone.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you did.
But, he was good friends with my dad.
Yeah, sure.
And Bart worked for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Then,
He
still
knew
does.
the family well.
And he did that for us.
Of course, Kenny, his right-hand man, Kenny Campbell, for all these years, and a great friend and a friend of ours, and he was very loyal to your family too, And
absolutely,
of course,
still
and
is.
Wiley, being Kenny's very close friend, was there to help.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kenny was a part of that also.
Yeah, sure.
He and my dad were really close.
No question
so
about it.
They really helped me out.
Those are great people, and those boys, I wish them the best. Of course, with a huge company like the Sanders companies, and one thing it seemed like to me that Wiley did very well was hire good people and loyal people, and they will continue to operate a very large company or companies here in Pike County.
That's right.
We're going to take another short break. We'll be right back with more of Today in L.A. and the big soup. Would you call it a soup sale or a...
an empty bowls luncheon.
Empty bowls luncheon. That means to eat all of your soup and go back for more. We'll be right back.
Exactly.
When you were handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Tori Dunn from Dixie Trails. You get your truck washed here?
I sure do.
Millie Johnson. I know you're not bringing them cow trucks over here.
I do, and they're like me when I leave.
Loretta, what are you doing?
Getting my car detailed.
At Trojan Detail, we do it all.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Yeah, exactly. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Scott. Back to our show this morning, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got Kim May here, and we've got the a big fundraiser. I wouldn't call this your largest fundraiser, but it's one of the biggest.
It's my second largest. Yes.
Well, I've got a crisp $20 bill that I'm going to give you.
You
for
want
that
this
bowl.
bowl right here,
I know
don't you?
this is not fair, ladies and gentlemen, but it's my show and I can do what I want
exactly.
to. And this is a heavy bowl, but there'll be a lot of bowls like this, won't it?
Good morning. Yes,
and,
there'll
thank
be
you
a lot
so
of,
much. You drink coffee?
No. Thank you, though.
I can't believe it. Old country girl like you doesn't drink.
I like coffee, but I had to have decaf coffee.
Yeah. And, the thing I like about Kim, and I've known her a long time, she is so down to earth, it's pitiful. And we've talked about so many things and over the years, and she's been on our show so many times, and all for a great cause. But none better than this, because like you do with your Red Kettle program during Christmas, this is sort of a midway point that you really need to enhance your cash flow and, to be able to help more and more people, because a lot of people on the road right now for some reason. I mean, it seems like our highways are full like they've never been,
We get a lot of calls for food.
Do you?
We give out food every day.
Yeah.
We should do sometimes 2 or 3 orders.
Yeah, of course you can go by and buy some things, and I hardly ever go in there that I don't see something I want.
Find something you want.
I've always bought things. I bought a radio in there the other day.
Did you?
And at a very good price, and so forth. And I also give to your program, and my wife is a big giver to your program, and as far as clothing and other accessories are necessities, I should say. How about things like diapers and things like that are so important?
We usually put those in our food bank, and we get a family that, they sometimes request diapers.
Yeah. You see some things that'll break your heart sometimes, don't you?
Sometimes, absolutely, and it's really touching when someone is so humble and so grateful. And we try to give those that need or ask. We have little Bibles to give out.
Oh man,
we give out those. And I pray with people when they ask for that.
Sure.
And we have a prayer box on our checkout counter for people to put prayer requests in.
Sure.
And we do that once a month.
I know you do. You really do a great job. And most of these people some of these people are just driving through.
Sometimes.
Need some help. Like they're out of gas and don't have any money to buy gas. You might can help them with enough gas to get to not necessarily their destination all the time, but they could meet somebody in Montgomery that could help them.
Or to their family or family members.
Exactly right. Of course, the Salvation Army is a huge organization. It's worldwide.
Worldwide.
And they do a great job. And it's my favorite. It really is, because the thing that really touches me is that if somebody needs help, you're one of the few avenues out there. Churches help, but a lot of churches send people to you. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
How about the police department? Do you hear from them much?
Sometimes I do.
And of course
they'll bring someone down.
Yeah.
Or call me.
Yeah, like somebody broken down on the highway and so forth.
Or I help get them to a shelter. We're just a small center. We don't have a shelter here.
Yeah.
But there's one in Montgomery.
Okay. Oh, and so if you can give them enough gas to get to the shelter.
Or a bus ticket or whatever.
So they could actually have a place to spend the night. And how long can they stay at those places sometimes?
It depends on their criteria.
Yeah. Do you think Troy will ever be big enough to have a shelter? It's a pretty big operation, isn't it?
Well, people don't realize what goes into running a shelter.
One thing is insurance and things like that.
The liability's high. You have to have the volunteers and security.
Yeah.
It can be a dangerous situation too. So a lot goes into it, and my small center with myself and my few staff, I just don't have the
Of course, you would think that one
it.
of the main people that they would go to would be a church, and because churches, some of them do have food banks and so forth. I know Salem Association has a food bank, don't they?
They do now.
And,
yes.
Y'all work closely with them, I'm sure too. It's just really a cooperation, coordination type thing.
Yeah, we all try to work together.
Yeah. And now, let me let you know one thing that we haven't touched on. is they don't deal in cash. They deal in vouchers. You don't give a person cash because you don't know what they're going to do with it. So you give them a voucher to get gas, and
or a hotel room,
or a hotel room,
or a bus ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So bus tickets. That's another thing. They're broken down in Troy. They could possibly get a bus ticket to go to Montgomery. Is that right?
Yes. It just, if they qualify and everything. But like you say, we do by voucher. We do not give out money.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you're a great servant of our community, and as always, I appreciate you coming by here.
Thank you.
And one more, that far dish over there that's so decorated. We've shown that is a beautiful, that's a Christmas look, isn't it?
Well, I would say it's more spring.
Yeah.
It's grass and flowers.
Yeah, and these are all bowls that you'll enjoy at home. So what I'm saying, when you put it in a kiln like that, that means that you can put it in a microwave and all these are microwave type bowls. Is that right?
They should be.
Or cereal, you can put cereal in there too, can't you?
Yeah.
That's something, an item I bet you probably provide is cereals.
Oh yeah, in our food bank. Yeah. Absolutely.
And
anything non-perishable.
And milk, powdered milk. Dry milk. And, I tell you what you think is something that, you don't want, it would be something that a person in need would love to have. And, of course, you still enjoy people bringing by clothes. And what are some other things you like for them to bring by?
Furniture. Call us.
Yeah,
we'll pick it up.
And they'll pick it up.
Good
That's a good thing.
We always need furniture. Good furniture that will sell. We sure do.
How often does your truck go out?
He works 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And that means he'll go pick up an old television or an old that works, an old refrigerator that works.
As long as it's clean and sellable, and good,
How about
something you would
lawnmower?
buy.
Do you ever have lawnmowers?
We have.
Bicycles.
Yes.
Golf clubs.
Yes.
Over the years, you don't know how many golf clubs I picked up there over the years, but it is a wonderful place, and it's wonderful people, and you're one of them. During Christmas, during the holidays, I always enjoyed going by there because you had such a great Christmas spirit, and you had all these decorations. I thought it was one of the most refreshing, nicest places to go,
Thank you.
And you do a great job with it, and you got a good staff there. And our buddy from downtown Goshen, Alabama, he's another one that probably doesn't get enough acclaim for what he does. You know what I'm talking about?
Who?
Well, our camp stew man.
Oh, Carter.
Carter.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things.
A lot of different things and ways, not just us.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
With other organizations too.
He really is, and like you said, you can't just walk up and say, I want to start helping y'all out, whatever. But at the same time, you need good
now, volunteers local, like in the store,
yeah,
it's not quite as involved as it is for a volunteer for a disaster.
Yeah.
That's a little more involved.
Yeah.
But we are first responders,
Sometimes I think you have a library, and you really do. You have a great selection of books, and you got an easy chair to sit back there.
Yeah.
You don't know, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I have sat there for 30 minutes before reading a book. But you do have a great selection of books.
Yes, we do.
And for a child that doesn't have a whole lot, wouldn't he love to have a great little book? Or so if you like to donate, and a child's Bible is great reading. I can read a child's Bible, and I'm sure people might laugh at me about this. It interprets.
You interpret it
better.
It's easier to read, isn't
with
it?
the child's Bible. It really is. It's easy to read and easy to interpret. And I like a child's Bible. And I think every child needs one.
Yeah.
To look at, and it's always has plenty of pictures and so forth, and all of that. Now, these vouchers. Back to the vouchers. You have different businesses here in town that accept your vouchers. All the businesses don't accept.
No, I have to have it worked out with the business.
Especially the motel.
The two of us, yeah.
And I'm sure, you've done overnight. Now, what happens? Do you get a call 24 hours, or how's that work?
Sometimes. Not too often, though.
You mean you could be out barbecuing and grilling a steak and somebody call you and you have to run down to the office?
A lot of times I just, I do have work hours.
Yeah.
There's exceptions
and
to
that's
everything.
What time, 9 to 5 or 9 to 4?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. And
a quarter to 5.
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday. I don't work on Saturdays, though, unless I have to.
You mean y'all open all day on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And are y'all pretty active on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, that's a busy day for us. But usually I'm not there on Saturday.
Yeah, I understand.
But now I have to work a lot of Saturdays, during kettle season
and let me say
special events.
Let me say this. Y'all are a corporation, a huge corporation. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, worldwide, 501c3.
And of course, so you work for a big company, and of course have been with them for a long while.
It's actually a church.
And you're working actually on a retirement, aren't you?
Yes.
And of course, now you don't wear a uniform, but a lot of places across the country they wear uniforms.
Well, they're actually Salvation Army members. I'm just an employee.
Yeah, I understand. But they dress up like a soldier in a way, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you toured other places over the years to get ideas and so forth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But now, we've got one here in Pike County. Do we have one in any surrounding counties? I know Coffee probably had one.
They have one in Ozark. She covers Coffee County.
Okay.
Auburn has one.
Yeah.
And then Selma, Jackson, Alabama, Thomasville.
Yeah.
All scattered all across.
Not everybody has one.
Now, these are just service centers.
Exactly. Now, are you over there?
No, I have.
Supervise that?
No. I just have Pike, Barber, Bullock, and Crenshaw.
Well, that's pretty good.
And we have just the one service center to cover
which
those.
is right here.
And then the Corps, that's the actual Salvation Army members that you see in the uniforms. Yeah. They run the big centers like in Montgomery, Birmingham, that have the shelters and the food kitchens.
Some people rely on that shelter almost every day.
And the chapel. Montgomery. They all have a chapel.
Yeah. And of course, it is a wonderful organization, and I know people out there are appreciative to you and what you do. And if you do have a situation like in Bullock County, now police or somebody would get in touch with you?
Like a disaster?
Yeah.
The EMA director would.
Okay, what I'm saying, a need, for some help.
I would be in touch with the EMA director, and they would tell me what they need.
Somebody's
just like Barber County, had the tornado.
Sure, they sure did. That was terrible.
I was in touch with the EMA director.
Yeah.
But they really didn't need anything from us because it just damaged the fire station and the airport mostly.
And then into Beauregard, what a tragedy, and that was a terrible tornado because it stayed on the ground for such a long time and it was so wide.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're really fortunate that more people were not killed. If it had been in a more populated area, it would have been disastrous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have. But the
have you been over there and looked at that?
I have not, and they have not needed us. Lee County, the service center in Auburn.
Yeah.
That was her area. So the Salvation Army
I got you.
From Tuscaloosa Area Command came in and helped.
Was there for a while, yeah.
I think they're still there.
Well, that's great.
And we've gotten a lot of donations for the Lee County tornadoes, and we just forward them over to them, and 100% goes to them.
You see a lot in your business. I know you don't want to name names or anything, but there's some wonderful people out there that people that probably don't realize what they do financially for the cause. I mean, there are a lot of business people and individuals that are really very unselfish and support your program quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate them so very much. We appreciate you coming in
as
always. And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite people. And of course, you've been coming on my show
for a long
time. And anytime you need something, we're here for you. I promise you. And of course, hey, I've already paid for my soup. I'm ready for some soup now. And again, hey, boy, this sure is good soup.
And one thing,
if my wife saw me doing this, she would have a fit. You know,
she may be watching.
Because at home I want to do it, and she won't let me.
One thing I wanted to say before I go is the whole purpose of this luncheon is that we don't want anyone in our community to have an empty bowl.
That is exactly right. And if somebody was in need, call me on the phone. I'll try to help you, or I will try to see that you get some help. I mean, I think there are individuals everywhere that would be willing to help out if somebody needed it, you know.
Yes.
And I'd like to open my door to anybody that would like to, that needs help, because that's what Jesus would do.
That's what we're supposed to do.
You know, I think we should all try to live the life of what Jesus would do. And that is not to turn down someone that's really in need and so forth. And I know when y'all can't help them, you'll probably try to find another agency that will help them.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's right.
Pensions and security with small children. And see, that's another thing that is so important is it's not just the adults. It's so important that those children are taken care of. Mm-hmm. And of course, I know you get involved in some real situations sometimes, but and sometimes you can help them, and sometimes you can't.
If it's not something we can help with, we send them to the agency that can.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Because we all have different specialties, you know.
No question about it. We hope you've enjoyed our show today, brought to you by Sister's Restaurant. What a great place to eat, located on Highway 231 south of Troy. And of course, you know, a lot of people don't realize this, and I don't know if it always comes to you or wherever it does. Some of these restaurants, when they have leftover food, they try to get that food out to people sometimes.
They do.
Of course, we've got a senior center here that serves meals and so forth. But you know, people don't realize what some of these restaurant people do. You know,
I know.
By providing food to some people that need food and so forth. But I'm going to tell you this, if you want to have a good time and be around some great people and a lot of great atmosphere, and see the sheriff of Pike County, he'll be there, I bet. There'll be a lot of people here. The mayor, I'm sure, is going to drop by.
I hope so.
And of course, what a wonderful, wonderful gesture on the part of the Salvation Army to promote these empty bowls. Mm-hmm. Don't let a child have an empty bowl. Make sure there's food there. Isn't that right?
That's right.
And thank you so much again for coming on our show. We hope that you've enjoyed it, and we'll be here bright. Well, we're going to come back on at 1:30 today, but we'll see you in the morning bright and early. For Today in L.A., John Fairclough will be our guest, along with Max Howell. It should be a great show.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your new Holland Grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town and Country Flooring Center.